Biggest indoor water park in Blackpool. I know it well.
Ranveer, the changing rooms here, they've actually spent £100,000 on them. So instead of having male, female children's, it'll be families in their bubbles in individual rooms. There's also social distancing signs all over the place to encourage the 2-metre distance. And this is very clever, this one. They've actually changed the wave machine, so the formation's completely different. You see these waves are pushing forward. They used to go in a diamond shape, which was making people congregate at the sides of the pool. Now they're pushing them away from each other. I know what you're thinking, very clever. I've got John Child here all around, including the big Sidewinder here, which is probably one of the ones you remember, Ranveer. They've also announced yesterday that Northern Ireland can open indoor pools today, but the lack of notice may put a bit of a dampener on the fun for some people over in Northern Ireland.
Katie, everybody here is safe.
This, haven't I? We finish at 8:30. Maybe I'll give him a hand. I'm certainly tempted to jump on this. Look at that.
On air.
Of course you can.
Well, there you go. No, I think it'd be a bit unfair.
That's right, Ranveer. And one of the things that people were most concerned about is the changing facilities. They spent £100,000 ensuring that people only get changed in their bubbles in individual cubicles. They've also put the social distancing signs that we're all getting pretty used to now, asking people to remain 2 metres apart. Even right down, they've had to think to things like the wave formations. If you look over here, they used to have a blaster here. We've got a lifeguard who will be on hand to give advice, but he cannot help you into the ring. That will be up to you, of course, because there's no touching. So I'm joined by John Child, who's the managing director here. For you and the team. Just to say as well, it's not just England. Yesterday, Northern Ireland announced that they can reopen indoor swimming pools today as well. But as John was saying, a lot of work's gone into this, so it might mean, and there's a bit of a dampener putting it for them if they've not got the time to prepare themselves.
Yeah. Katy Rickitt, thank you.
Ranveer, they've had a lot to think about, as you can probably guess from the sheer size of the place. They've spent £100,000 on the changing rooms to ensure that people can get ready just in their bubbles. They've got social distancing markers, and even the wave formations that you can see here. They used to go in a diamond shape, which meant that everyone was pushed to the sides together. They're now pushing people in their lanes one way to try and keep them safe. But will it be enough to make people want to come here? I'm joined by John Child, who's the managing director here. John, there will be people at home thinking, I still don't feel comfortable about sharing a huge body of water like this with other people. What would you say?
Well, what I would say is the largest indoor water park in the UK. We've changed everything so it's online booking only. We've reduced our capacity by 2/3, and we've done lots of training, lots of measures have been put in place to keep everybody very, very safe. And the great thing is as well, the water full of chlorine, as are the slides. So, yeah.
And there's been a lot of talk about how much safer that makes things, hasn't there? And what have you still got left to do before reopening tomorrow?
But we're ready to go, to be honest. I mean, I've got to check the slides. That's one of the main parts of my job. That'll take me all afternoon, so I'm going to enjoy that.
Well, it sounds like a great afternoon ahead for John. I think you probably just saw one of his staff flying down the master blaster there. That's all they've really got left to do. Northern Ireland actually got told yesterday they could open today, but will they be ready in time? Probably not for many.